Welcome to the tutorial on locating and applying for on-campus student jobs at the University of Illinois Springfield. To begin, you'll want to visit the Career Development Center's website at www.uis.edu/career-services. On this site, you'll find a link for UIS Career Connect student login. UIS Career Connect is an online system available both on and off campus to all students. It is here that you'll find all of the on-campus student positions listed. Clicking on this button takes you directly to the student login page. Make sure when you're there that you pay attention to the green box near the top of the page. These green boxes in UIS Career Connect contain hints and tips that will help you use UIS Career Connect. Note, if you are a first-time user, you'll find information here on how to obtain your Career Connect username and password. Once you are logged into UIS Career Connect, we suggest you do two things before applying for positions. First, make sure that you complete your profile information if you have not already done so. Information, especially under your Academic Information tab, will help you apply for jobs and make sure that your qualifications are listed properly. Secondly, before you can apply for an on-campus job, make sure you've uploaded at least a resume. All on-campus student positions require students to apply using a resume that has been uploaded to UIS Career Connect. Once you have done those two things, you're ready to start looking at jobs and begin applying. We've tried to make it very easy for students to find on-campus jobs, and we've created shortcuts for you in the shortcuts section of UIS Career Connect. You'll notice that there are three separate links, one for work study, another for undergraduate student employment, and a third for graduate student employment. For the purposes of this tutorial, we'll be using the second link, UIS Student Employment Undergraduate On-Campus Opportunities. The other two links work in the same fashion. When you click the link, you'll be taken to a list of jobs that are the current list for UIS Student Employment Opportunities on campus. This page will list the number of jobs that are available in this area. Please note that the number of jobs and the postings change daily, so you'll want to check back often. Below that is a list of current job offerings. You'll see a title for each job, the employer and its location, and you'll also see which position types each job qualifies for. Some qualify for both student employment and work study, some for work study only, and some for student employment only. Next to that area, you'll notice the date that the job was posted, as well as the deadline for applications. Status tells you whether or not you qualify to apply for that job. And again, this qualification information comes directly from your profile area and the qualifications that the department has set up. Let's take a look at a job now. To take a look at a job, simply click on its job title. This will load a new page for you, and this will contain all of the information about the position that you've clicked on. On the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see information about who has posted the job, what the job requirements are and what you'll be doing, how many hours a week you'll be required to work, a desired start date, qualifications that you should have in order to apply for and excel at the job, and possibly the hourly rate of pay for the job. This is a section that you should pay special attention to, as it is important to note that each department may have extra application materials that they may want you to fill out. They should post that information either here or over in the application status box that we'll look at in a moment. On the right-hand side of the screen, we'll again see the date that the job was posted, and we'll see the application deadline as well. Directly beneath that is our application status. This will list the documents that are required for you to have in Career Connect in order to apply for the job. Every job requires, at a minimum, a resume to be uploaded in Career Connect and submitted in this way. Some jobs require cover letters, as this one does, and others will require transcripts and/or writing samples. All documents can be uploaded, and you can see a tutorial on how to do that on our help page. For this job, we need to submit a resume, and Career Connect has recognized that this account has a resume ready. And we'll also need to submit a cover letter, which I've also submitted for this account. If you have multiple resumes or cover letters, they will appear in the drop-down box, and you will be able to select any of those documents. The notes section is not required. Before we click the submit button, let's look below. This job actually had screening criteria set and requires a minimum GPA of 2.9. Now again, GPA is not automatically set for each student. You must set your own GPA in your student profile. If you did not have a GPA posted, or if your GPA does not meet the posted requirements, you would see a message here stating that you do not meet the minimum GPA requirement. Directly beneath that is the contact information for the person who has posted the job and who will most likely be the employer. Make sure you note this information, as this will contain their name, their title, email address, phone number, and address in case you have any questions about the job. Now we're ready to hit the submit button and officially submit our application for this position. When your application has been completely submitted, you will see a message under application status that says your application has been submitted. Now that your application has been submitted, you are free to return to the job postings. And this will again return you to the list of jobs. If at any time you wish to see a list of jobs that you have applied to, and you may apply to more than one job at a time, you can click on the My Applications tab. This will show you any job that you have applied to. And it'll show you the name, the employer, the documents that you uploaded, the date that you uploaded your application, and it will also give you the option to withdraw your application if for any reason you decide you no longer wish to be considered for the position. When you are done using UIS Career Connect, always make sure to log out. Once you've applied to positions, if you receive an interview, make sure that you check out the site under Financial Aid and Student Employment. Our student employment website will explain to you all of the rules and regulations UIS has for on-campus student employment and federal work study. This is an important site for you to get to know. Any student who has been asked for an interview will need to obtain an application for undergraduate work or graduate work at UIS. This application is in addition to your application through UIS Career Connect and is required by the Office of Financial Assistance and Student Employment. You'll also find information on this site that explains student employment procedures, how to use Career Connect for student employment, about the Federal Work Study Program, and more information. If for any reason you need to contact the Office of Student Employment, if you scroll down to the bottom of their webpage, you'll see their information there. If you have any problems with UIS Career Connect or have any questions about using that program or questions about resumes or cover letters or any other documentation that an employer may require you to submit, return to the Career Development Center's website at www.uis.edu/career-services. This site is full of helpful information in helping you find and locate jobs, apply for jobs, and even for other career information. You'll find our contact information at the bottom of our front page and the bottom of any page that you visit. Thank you for taking your time to review this tutorial.